What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to episode 8 of season 2 of Hit the Books, the podcast with the crew looking to give you all the insights on all things sports, from trends to picks. We have it all. This week we have our usual full NFL slate. This is our first week with bye weeks. The Lions, Texans, Raiders, and Titans all getting a week off this week, after a few of those teams actually making me some money this last week. Along with that, the NHL regular season has begun. We started off with a great pick on Tuesday, making us 1-0 on the season to start. Lots more to come from that the rest of this week. We have some picks here this Wednesday when we're recording, as well as some lined up here for the rest of the week. Very excited about that. Lots of good stuff coming out of the NFL, like I said. The boys doing rather well. Mackey doing the worst after a couple great weeks coming off the bat, going 5-6, but only losing a unit and change. Huff, myself, and Ace all going positive. And with that, let's introduce my co-hosts this week. Huff, we're going to start with you. You doing the best, going 9-5 this week in the NFL. 3.93 units positive. What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Happy to be back. Yeah, like you said, had a good weekend in the NFL. Lost out on most of my player props, but was hitting the spreads. Just kind of riding some of these underdog spreads. I really liked a couple of them. Obviously, Giants and Saquon was one of the ones I hit, so it was nice to start the morning 2-0. But it's just the start. Still down some units on the year. Got to bounce back. Need another weekend like this. So can't get comfortable down. Still double digit right now. So something I got to keep working on and hopefully stay on this pace.
Good stuff. Yeah, as I was looking at our records for you, the full list of all your bets. Lots of green for you lately. Much better than the start that you had.
Yeah, past couple weeks. I mean, I don't know my exact record, but 9-5 this weekend, and last weekend I don't think I did too bad either, gaining some units. So past 2 weeks I've been doing pretty good. So I just need to stay away from some of these tempting ass player props I take.
I feel that. All right, let's move forward. Ace going 9-6, very similar to Huff. Plus 2.38 units on the week. What else you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, like you said, Huff and I have been eating a little bit lately. After a weird start to the NFL season, I think a lot of people, you always expect that to start the season. Huff and I really took a toll on that. Mackie, kudos to you for that, because tough time to stay positive there. But the NFL's starting to come back to normal. Everything's falling back to earth a little bit. So you see Huff and I really hammering some big plays this week and coming out on top. My favorite time of year, though, we got all the other sports in full swing. We got MLB playoffs, NHL season start, NBA just around the corner, and you got college football and pro football, obviously. So, love being able to talk about it. Ready to roll today. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Mackie, is this your first losing week?
I think it is, but starting the season, I'm happy to say that my first losing week is in week 5. So.
I was going to say week 5. Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah, so I'll take it. I'm still up a good amount. I'm up a little over 8 units. Just got to bounce back next week. Yeah, it's October. Best month in sports, especially as a gambler. You got MLB playoffs, you got NBA starting, NHL starting. Everything's just in full swing right now. So, yeah, let's get to it.
Good stuff there, boys. Like I said, we had our first play in the NHL on Tuesday, going 1-0 as a group. Lots to come out of the NHL this year. Not sure exactly who I like. Possibly lots of value, a couple places that I see. What do you guys see coming out of the NHL this year, Huff? You want to get us going on that?
Yeah, obviously last night, like you said, 1-0 to start the season. Always like to start the season in the green. Nice little play by our Vegas Golden Knights money line last night in LA. We didn't touch the early game. I know we were on different sides for that one. A couple of us hit some props. I had the under 1.5 first period, Rangers to score first. So we were taking a couple bets off the card in that one, but it was nice to hit the team pick of the Golden Knights in the late night spread. I was not even awake to see it hit, but I'm glad it hit and wake up to it. It's even better. But like you said, yeah, NHL starting back up. I'm going to get into some of these. We'll just kind of look over a quick little bit of the futures for the NHL and kind of dive into what we like going into this NHL season. I think we can kind of just start with the easy one, the Cup. Do you guys want to start with the Cup or the Conference Finals? What do you think? Okay. Let's start out West. We'll start the Western Conference winners. I'm on MGM, so I don't know what app you guys are on, but we can kind of compare the odds that we're getting. For the Western Conference championship or champions, I guess you would say, I have the Colorado Avalanche as the favorite at plus 150, the Vegas Golden Knights in second at plus 600, the Flames at plus 700, the Oilers tied with them at plus 700, and the Minnesota Wild rounding out that top 5 at plus 800.
Yeah,
Some very differing odds. Yeah, on FanDuel here, I got Avs, the favorite at plus 200, Oilers and the Flames following them at plus 700, the Wild at plus 850, and the Knights at plus 1,000.
Yeah,
the
Knights are a lighter team. They're a lighter team than they have been past years. You think Jack Eichel gets it done for him?
They don't have the goaltending.
I thought you said I got him. I was like, oh my god, that's who you took.
I mean, I don't know what odds you guys have on them, but a couple of teams that I was looking at, I don't necessarily like. This is the kind of thing, and I'm not really going to throw a wager on this. It's just kind of tough. There is a team I like in the East that I think is worth putting money on, but out West, like a couple of teams I see value on. I don't know what kind of odds you guys have on St. Louis, but I have them 12-1 on DraftKings. That's a team I could see some value on to win the West, like kind of a dark horse. They've had Colorado's number. I know they took them to 6 games last year, and obviously the big juggernaut of the West is Colorado, and everyone's going to be hammered to put their money on them as the favorite. But you got to look at some of these value plays, and I think St. Louis is one of those teams that has what it takes to beat Colorado.
I don't mind that play, Huff. Obviously, you're talking about a lot of teams, but for me, 2 teams definitely come to mind in the West. The first one is Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. He finally has one of the best goaltenders he's played with in his career, in the All-Star Jack Campbell, coming over to Edmonton in the offseason. He has a lot of talent around him. He was right there last year, got knocked out by the Avs, right? So, I like him to come out at plus 700. It's good odds. You know he's going to get to the Cup eventually. I don't know if he wins it. Nobody knows who's going to win it. You just got to get there. But the other team I like is Minnesota with all the star power that they have there. And they're pretty slept on, and they got Fleury between the pipes, so we know he can get it done when it matters too. Out West, I definitely like the plus 700 on the Oilers, and I like the Minnesota Wild. Those are my 2 picks out there.
I like the Oilers pick. I think, we saw McKinnon get his first cup this year after, 8 years in the league. So McDavid's going on year 8 as well. So they're plus 700. They, like you said, he's playing with the best goalie he's probably had in his career. Conference finals last year, this is the year for them. I think this is the year that they could get it done, especially at plus 700. It's good odds. Avalanche at plus money, I feel like, is just not like a value bet. I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I know they're only at plus 200, but they're the heavy favorite in this conference, and with that powerhouse of a team, I could see them going back to back to win.
Like the Lightning of a couple years ago, no?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're better than the Lightning. The team is better than that Lightning.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves with Andre Vasilevsky versus what they have going on in net. I'm nervous about that
that's the
goaltending
only
situation.
whole team around, and I think that Avalanche team is better.
Agreed. But I think you're a goalie yourself. That's the most important position in the game, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kemper's not a very good goalie though, so they got it done last year.
Yeah, but who's their one out there? Frank Cruz or Georgiev?
It's Georgiev right now. He's playing tomorrow. He's a good goalie. He's a little slept on. I know he's behind Shesterkin, so he didn't get a lot of play, but
he's not Vasilevsky though.
Nobody's Vasilevsky.
What was I gonna say? I really do. You don't like anybody else besides the Avs out there?
I don't like the Wild. I don't think they're a team that can get it done this year.
What about the Ducks?
They're a good team.
They're in the odds. You were talking about them earlier.
Ducks are a sleeper for the playoffs. They probably have plus money to make the playoffs, and I'd like that play, but that team is not winning the cup this year. No
I have the Ducks at plus 4,000.
That's what I'm saying. You throw that's a light sprinkle because you have someone like John Gibson. If they somehow get in, like you said, I think they have a lot of talent. Obviously, I don't think they get it done this year. But with John Gibson, if you can get to the playoffs, he could win you a series every time, right?
I don't know about that. I think you're gassing up John Gibson a little. What does he pay you to say this?
No, I've just had him in fantasy the last few years. So
He's
I've
gassing
noticed
up our
that.
pick for the night. They'll hear this after it cashes. They'll hear we got Ducks money line
I've been a
tonight.
big Gibson guy.
We'll
He's
know until tomorrow.
best American goaltender at the moment. Maybe him or Hellebuck, right?
He's a Pittsburgh guy.
Hellebuck's not. Is he American?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's Hellebuck, Gibson,
Yeah, Hellebuck's
Ottinger,
American.
and
What about Johnny
Swayman.
Quick, man?
Oh, he's so. Come on.
Come on! Did you see that game last night? He played well.
Yeah, I know. I like him too, but he's not in the
Do you
top
see
tier.
the way he plays, though? Do you see the way he plays?
Do you think he's better than any
It
of
looks
these
like he's
American
like 2000s.
goaltenders? You ready? I'll rattle off 5 for you. Some of them are young too, so like take that into consideration. But you got Hellebuck, Gibson, Ottinger, Spencer Knight, and Swayman. Those are 5 Americans I can think of. I think Jerry's American too, maybe. No, right?
I think Ottinger and Knight are gonna be the 2 best American goalies in the next 10 years, for the next 10 years. Or something.
Knight, I like. It's just that's suspect. I don't like his
I think
situation. I
Ottinger's-
don't like Knight's situation for his career right now.
He's behind Bobrovsky right now, but
He's ahead of him,
Bobrovsky
though,
still
no?
there?
Yeah, he is. That's why I don't like that. Like you're not getting Ottinger is getting a lot of reps down in Dallas.
But Dallas, I
Well,
think that's what I was
Ottinger's-
just gonna say.
he's
I
the
like
man down
Ottinger, but
there.
I think Dallas is such a brutal team this year.
You think
I
they're brutal?
don't
Really?
think
I
they
thought
have
that's a
either.
sleep. They got rid of Klingberg. I don't like that.
I don't think. I don't think that. I'm honestly gonna say I don't think that team makes playoffs. Like Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin have been on a steady decline the past couple of years, and I mean with the situation they have with Robertson. I don't know. Did he ever get a contract done? Like he said
No,
he's
he's
gonna
about
sit
to
out
get
if they don't
paid.
get a contract.
He's not. NHL players don't sit that much.
That dude's a stud. I mean, but I don't know. I'm not big on this Dallas team this year, and that's usually a team I really like to bet on. Like, because when they're at home, they're usually a pretty good team. But
Star power's there. You need Jamie.
most of it's because of Ottinger.
You need a Jamie Benn and a Tyler Seguin resurgence. I don't know if that's ever gonna come, but that's what they really need.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like they haven't done anything. They didn't do anything last year.
It's always gonna come down to them or the Predators for that.
Yeah, who's gonna get swept by the Avs in the first round?
Agreed. What do you got out of East Huff?
All right, so obviously we saw the difference in the odds there. So just kind of keep your eye on the ones that you're looking at. But
Huff, I think I know who you're looking at here.
yeah, well, all right. Eastern Conference winner. A lot different odds, at least obviously for me out east than out west. We have the Maple Leafs coming in as the favorite at plus 425. Right behind them, we have the Florida Panthers at plus 450. The Carolina Hurricanes at plus 500. The Tampa Bay Lightning at plus 600. The New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins tied at plus 900. And I'll say it just because obviously it's Ace's team. Right behind the Rangers and the Penguins are the Bruins at 14-1. Mackie, take it away.
Yeah, the lines are very similar on DraftKings. You can get the Rangers at plus 1,000 and the Penguins at 1,100. But
I was gonna say I think I've seen the Penguins at better money than plus 900.
yeah, I mean I could be biased here, but I like the Rangers here with those odds. I mean, I think they're in that conversation with those top 4 teams, with the Leafs, Panthers, Hurricanes, and Lightning, and their line is just like 4-1 higher. So I don't know. I think that they coming off of a Eastern Conference Finals appearance, obviously losing to the Lightning. That team didn't get worse. I don't think. I didn't really love the offseason moves. I think we could have done a lot more. But last night, I mean, that team looked like one of the best teams in the league, and I know that's saying a lot for the first game, but I mean, you're going against one of the best teams in the league as well. So Shesterkin looked on, of course. You got a top 3 goalie in net. I would say top 2 goalie in net in the league. You can never count a team out like that. So I think with those odds, that's my team to come out of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I do like the Rangers. Obviously, you kind of alluded to me liking your team with that little saying you had before we got over to the Eastern odds. But I think you said you can get the Rangers at plus 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that they have such a home ice advantage that when I feel like, what was their home record last year, Mackie? Do you know? Was it pretty impressive?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it was definitely like one of the best in the league behind the
That's what I mean. They're one of the
obviously.
best teams on their home ice. And that comes down in the playoffs. And if they're going to be one of these teams that go far in the playoffs and they get home ice, I like the Rangers to go far. Obviously, last year going to 7 games against my Penguins, but I think the Rangers are worth the money.
you saw last year in those later games, Game 5 and Game 7, how much home ice was a factor.
Oh
in
my
the
God,
series.
yeah.
Home ice always matters. So. Yeah, but going off what you guys said, I know a lot of people are high on the Rangers. Let it not be forgotten. We're all gonna do it. None of us are gonna take them, but we're all sleeping on the Tampa Bay Lightning, who just go to the Stanley Cup every single year, right? So definitely good odds there. Definitely want to look at that. But obviously, you guys can't convince me otherwise. I think this is the best Bruins team ever that we've seen in a while. So I think this is their year on the record. Let me say that. Also, though, the play that I'm going to look at, besides the Lightning and the Bruins, definitely the Carolina Hurricanes. They were a buzzsaw last year in the playoffs, and they were actually rolling without Frederik Andersen, one of the top goalies in the league. I know a lot of people like to hate on him, but he's an all-star year in and year out. And look at what they did last year with who was in the pipes for him last year? Reimer, and then they had Kochetkov too. Like, those are terrible goalies, and they were still rolling teams. And that home ice advantage in Carolina. They added Brent Burns. I like the Carolina Hurricanes there, so I'm definitely throwing on them and the Bruins. Those will be my two, and I'm gonna sleep on the Lightning, like I said, but tough to do.
I have the Lightning, or I have the Hurricanes in one of my I think it's a 2-leg. I think I have them with
Georgia.
No, not Georgia. I want to say it's a World Series. I think it's the Yankees. I think it's Yankees Hurricanes.
Yeah, the Hurricanes. That roster is insane, dude. You
can't
add
trust a
Brent
team that-
Burns.
You choke year in and year out. That team's been good for 4 years now.
Yeah,
one of the
but
best teams in the league, and they can't get out of the Eastern Conference. They can't get out of the.
I'm gonna
Eastern
use the
Conference
same argument.
semifinals.
I'm gonna use your.
They're like the Caps.
I'll use the same argument you used
Exactly.
earlier, though. You said McKinnon finally got his. You said Edmonton's due. Like, teams are due. I think if we're talking about in terms of due, they've gotten their goalie. This is the best. This is the best goalie. This is another same argument we used for Edmonton. This is the best goalie that they've had. If he can stay healthy, he got hurt right before the playoffs. He didn't play a lick in the playoffs last year, and he's the best goalie they've had their whole little run of Brendamore. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any playoff experience that
Frederik
he's
Andersen?
gone deep into the playoffs with.
Yeah.
And, that he's gone deep into the playoffs with, and also, I didn't say Edmonton was due. I kind of said McDavid was due. There's nobody.
Yeah,
on
I agree with that.
Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of studs on that Hurricanes team, but nobody that is McDavid, obviously. So.
You
just
see
don't
how
think that team has it
you see
in
how the
them.
Hurricanes play at home, though. I think if they can secure one of those top seeds again, I like the Brent Burns addition.
They lose game
Brent
7
Burns-
to the Rangers at home.
I think Brent Burns and Anderson are two great ads. But I do really like the Bruins, too. Like, I'm not even saying that just a fan. They added Krejci back. This is their last run. They put it all in the tank, you know. Once you get Marchand and McAvoy
The new
back,
coach.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery's a way better offensive coach than we've ever had. Put pucks in the net. I mean, it's a
Bro, Bruce Cassidy is one of the best. He's one of the best NHL coaches of our time.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great coach, but he's not what the new NHL needs. He preaches like defense and system, whereas they need more skill, high flying. The Bruins don't put enough goals in the back of the net. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna say that obviously as a fan, I like that.
All right, let me rip through these. Let me rip through these cup odds real quick, and I'll just go through kind of like, if you want to hear a certain team, just let me know. But
we should just say ourselves right
top
who we think.
5 or. Do you want to just do that? Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. I will say Oilers, Bruins, Oilers, Bruins.
I love the Oilers plus 1,500. I'll obviously say Rangers plus 2,000 too, but that's a biased pick.
We're hockey people. We have to say our home team. Like I think,
Yeah.
and like I believe
It's
it
also,
too.
I mean,
That's the worst part.
And we all genuinely have good teams to root for. It's not like we're rooting
It's
for,
like they all have a
Capitals
legitimate
here.
chance. It's the NHL playoffs. If you
That's
get
what
into
I'm
the
saying,
playoffs,
All of our teams will be in the playoffs.
if you can
Yeah,
get to the
absolutely.
playoffs, you can win the Stanley Cup.
Last year, me and Mackie had to fucking go through 2 weeks, 7 games of shit talking each other for a
And we
playoff series.
couldn't bet on it the entire time because
I
obviously
know
we're
we
not
couldn't
gonna
give
bet
out a
against
single
our
pick
team.
on it because we disagreed on everything.
I think we tried to give an over under and missed it, and we were like, all right,
We
we're
lost,
We're
yeah.
not trying again.
We were
We're
like,
done.
all right, we're
Like, we're
forcing
done.
it.
In football, I can be more realistic, but in hockey, it's literally true. Like, I believe it. Like, it's literally indoctrinated me. Like, I think that the Bruins are going to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, we talked about the Last Dance thing with both of our teams, with the Penguins.
It's a legitimate
Bruins,
thing,
so
especially in hockey. It's a sport like that.
Huff, you were preaching that last year.
Well, it's this year now.
Yeah, it's this year
Isn't
now.
it? And then
3
it's
more
next year
years?
when they don't do it this year.
I'm cool with it. Just keep running it back.
The Bruins actually went with 1-year deals for those old guys, though. I remember, Huff, we've touched on this on the pod earlier in the season and on Twitter. You and I had a debate. I'm surprised that the Penguins gave those deals to those old guys.
You just yeah, but I don't know. You see all those stats where they keep pulling all these like random, like this trio has been together longer than this. It's like that is pretty sick to say. Like, is a front office manager be like, yeah, I won 3 cups in 2 different 6-7 years
But
apart
what are their
with the
contract
same
years?
core.
Like, how long are they signed?
I think Sid's 2 more years, and I think Malkin, we just redid him,
And
right?
Letang.
Yeah, we
Would
just
you
did
sign
both of
Malkin
them.
for
So
4?
they're
That's-
both
I think they're both for
retired.
like 4
That's
or
a
5.
fucking
I mean-
long time for both of them.
Yeah.
Though I don't think they'll play out those
That's true.
contracts, and I think when Letang got, it was like some of them. I saw Letang's. I think it was like heavy front loaded. So the back, he's not making a lot of money, so he'll probably just retire and take the pay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they probably know they're going to retire Penguins, so I guess, right?
I think this will be Letang's
That's the
last
goal.
year.
At this point, you have to. At this point, all 3 of them have to retire.
That's why
Pay.
hockey's the
Well, you
best
know
sport.
Crosby is. Crosby's not going nowhere.
Lemieux will not.
Mac,
yeah,
you
Lemieux-
remember
you
last
could
year when the
honestly,
Penguins sucked at the beginning? It was like, Crosby to the Rangers.
Yeah, that would.
what's his name? Bissonnette on Chicklets has been saying Crosby to the Avalanche for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, but the Penguins keep saying
They just
relevant.
want McKinnon and Crosby together.
Right.
Yeah.
But if the slumping Chicago Blackhawks can't move Patrick Kane, there's no way the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are always in the hunt, are going to get rid of Sidney Crosby.
You just reminded me of that. That's why I like the Rangers to win the East, because I think the Rangers get Patrick Kane before the end of the season.
He will be moved before the end of the season. He'll be moved to the.
What's
to
the
Denver.
haul for Patrick Kane, you think?
Not picks. Fuck those picks. Rangers are trying to win a cup in the
That's
next
what
2
I'm
years.
saying.
Yeah, they're definitely going all out right now. How could you not?
Right.
Especially with Tampa Bay, low key, like not declining. I hate to use that word, but like we saw them they finally got beat. They looked unbeatable for the past how many years?
Worst team in the league. Who
They're
do you guys
definitely
got
declining.
off the top of your head?
Oh, I
Flyers.
don't know. I like you.
Blackhawks.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kraken.
Blackhawks. Kraken.
Kraken are a
they'll be
sneaky
better.
team out
They'll be
west.
better,
like the
but they're
Ducks.
still not there.
Maybe the
Arizona will
Yotes,
get their scrappy.
I'm saying the
wins.
Flyers are the worst team in the NHL by
Montreal.
far.
Montreal.
Flyers.
Nah, Montreal has skill too, and they got St. Louis at the
Montreal is-
coaching.
yeah.
They have a 22-year-old captain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but
younger than me.
No, St. Louis.
And
did-
it's in
St. Louis did
Montreal.
well with them in the second half. Depending on Carey Price too, right? Is that guy ever gonna play hockey again?
Yeah, I think they got to move on from that guy.
No, yeah,
He's
done.
out this year. He's out the entire year.
Injury, or is he sitting out again?
I think he had a health issue, like kind of like how Lundqvist had the heart issue.
Yep. I thought Letang had that too, didn't? What did he have?
He had like a stroke,
He had a
a
stroke,
couple
yeah.
years ago.
So, blood clot?
That's tough. How do you come back from that?
He's a dog.
Not really
Stanley
sure.
Cup champion.
Oh, it's a
This is a
knee
hockey
injury, but
player.
it's a knee injury, but it's like a reoccurring knee injury that they're just like taking really seriously.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
His status for
either.
His status for the season is in doubt. It says.
Jake Allen, the netminder up there. Serviceable, but
God
at
damn.
best. Yeah. All right. I think that's all we got on hockey, though. Oh, we got our picks tonight, though.
Yes, sir. Lots to uncover in the NHL. We got some picks tonight. We got a pick tonight, rather.
You could
Two
just
picks.
say it.
Two
Dude,
picks.
Canes minus 1.5 and Ducks money line.
Yeah,
Look at
and-
Sam.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
point.
we're supposed to
Same
release
points.
them tomorrow.
Same points that I said for my Stanley Cup pick. I mean, you got Canes at home with Freddie Anderson, Brent Burns. That whole lineup's ready to go. Opening night against.
This
the
is for I guess
the
we gotta.
Columbus Blue
I guess we
Jacket.
have to clarify. This is for Wednesday, October 12th. We are recording. Our picks are for tonight, not tomorrow. I don't know if the Canes or Ducks play tomorrow, but just to verify.
Yeah. So yeah.
So we don't have any confusion tomorrow night if
Canes-
people were fucking taking those picks and then
Yeah,
bitching
we're
at
not gonna
us.
say too much then because it already have happened. But Canes minus a goal and a half over the Blue Jackets, and we got the Ducks money over the Kraken though. Both.
Kraken.
Canes
go.
are also regular
go.
season wagons. They're like the Packers
Wag-
of the NHL.
They're gonna put up like 8 goals.
All right, let's rip some football.
Yes, let's jump into some NFL. Like I said, in week 5, we dominated, doing very well across the board in all our picks. So let's jump in and right into week 6. First up, we have our Thursday night game, the Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears. The Bears are our favorite this week with just a point, -1. A pick 'em on the money line at -108 on FanDuel, and the over-under at 37.5, coming in as our lowest over-under of this week. The trends I got for this one are since 2010, the 9-2 straight up on the Thursday night football games for the Commanders. Also, since 2010, the first-year head coaches are 1-11 straight up on Thursday night football. What do we think here? Mac, you want to start us off?
Yeah, can we just talk about how the NFC least is no more? This division is statistically the best division in football right now, and I think it's going to keep rolling with those top 2 teams in that
the
division.
NFC Beast.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. NFC Beast. I love it.
All right, Huff, settle down, Mr. New York, Philly.
Yeah, but coming into this game, neither team is good at all. Everyone knows how much I don't like Justin Fields.
Mr. New York, Philly, get the fuck out.
Hey, they make you money. You can't be mad. You have to accept it.
Philly didn't. New York.
Let me hear a Philly.
Philly.
Don't do it.
Didn't a team do it this weekend?
Well,
who scored on a Philly? Zach Wilson against the Steelers.
Oh, did you guys see Did you guys see? Was it the Cowboys, Mackie? Someone had a really big hit that blew up a Philly special. Oh, you know what it was? Nope, it was the Ravens in the primetime against the Bengals. They tried to do a Philly special to Joe Burrow, and the Ravens played it perfectly on defense. I love to see it, actually. They blew up the wide receiver in the backfield on the goal line.
I don't even think I saw. Oh, Marcus Peters.
Yeah,
Marcus Peters.
That was a great play, wasn't it? You never
see
people defend that perfectly, and they did, and I loved seeing it.
Yeah, that was
but
cool.
To get back to this game, I'm with Mackie. I don't know if you gave a pick on this one. I like the Commanders to win this.
I didn't really get a pick in.
God, I like the Commanders to win this. I think you said it first, though. I'm right with you. You go ahead. Just say your point.
Yeah, I mean, just 2 shitty teams. I don't like Justin Fields. The only thing about this game is that, you got those comments from Ron Rivera this week about why they aren't succeeding in this division, and he just plainly said quarterback. But then he went on to say that he doesn't not like his quarterback situation. I don't know. I think he tried to save his own ass, but
I think it's trying to spark a fire under his ass.
I hope it does. I kind of hope Carson Wentz comes out and is like, you know what, I'm better than this, and he does whatever he needs to do, and he gets a win against a shitty Bears team. Because I think this Commanders team is better than a 1-4 record.
Their defense is bad.
Yeah, the defense is really bad. Chase Young's obviously still out. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to seem stupid there, but
yeah, no, he's still out.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the Commanders are the better bad team here, and I think even on the road in a primetime game, they'll get it done.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is
I like Commanders.
I'm leaning Commanders money line, but I said it last week. I think someone said they were going to take Commanders money line. I don't know if anybody ended up carding it. I don't think so, but I think one of you were saying that you liked them.
I took them.
You took them.
I took them off card, but
yeah, you were saying you liked them.
So
do you remember what I said to you? I said I like the Commanders every time, but they've been they screw you. They should win and they can't. They snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Like last week, Carson Wentz had the ball on the
first and goal from the 1 with 25 seconds left, and you have 4 plays to do it. Oh my god! When you text, because I was behind, and in the group chat you texted Titans and capital letters, and I just threw my phone across the room. I was so mad.
Dude, that's why I can't take them. I'm leaning them, but I can't. I can't. That's terrible. How did you not win that game? Carson Wentz,
yeah, that was bad.
Goated at losing. One of the best losers there is of all time. But yeah, I like them. Them this week. I think he has a good week too. He didn't even play bad that game. He had a good game, but he lost.
Just not clutch, man. He's just not clutch.
Yeah. Oh my god, that hurts. But
I don't think he needs to be clutch here though.
Do we give him one more redemption shot? Is Ron Rivera giving him a redemption shot this week?
I mean, I already threw my actual money on it, so I'm probably gonna put it on card.
Yeah, so you are. Yeah. Oh,
I'm ahead of it. I don't want this line to keep moving.
If this is a Sunday 1:00 game, are you betting this?
Absolutely the fuck not.
but Mackey's anti-Bears too. The Bears aren't good. Like we've went over this a lot of times. But like they hang in games. Is it their defense? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's
Oh,
just
what
something
about the
that
rookie
team.
who made his debut last week? He ended up getting in the end zone for the Bears. Wide receiver.
I don't even know who the fuck.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought
I'll
you were talking
find
about
it.
Robinson for the Commanders.
No, I'll find it last week. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That brings up my point. Probably good odds on this. I'm thinking on Thursday Night Football if Brian Robinson is a go. Should be. I haven't heard otherwise. But look at his TD prop. How much can you see them in the prime time saying? And just coming back after his injury, being shot in the leg, gets in the end zone on the prime time. What a better time to do it. If they get on the goal line, low-scoring game, I could see them grabbing a touchdown.
It's Velus Jones.
Velus Jones, he's good. He's a good wide
Never
receiver.
even heard of him.
Yep. Huff, you know who he is?
No, where'd he go to school?
Let's see. Pull it up, Mac. You got it?
He went to Tennessee,
Yeah, he's on that good Tennessee.
and he's from Mobile, Alabama.
He's pretty quick. And you know what
So
Justin
he wasn't
Fields
good
said?
enough to go to Bama.
You remember what Justin Fields said at the beginning of the year? I think I brought this up, how he said his weapons were terrible, whatnot, worse than he played with at college. He's probably, because all of his good
He
guys
said
were hurt.
that?
Yeah, he said that. Because they were all hurt. If you look at the beginning of the season, they had no Mooney, no Velus Jones, and their three, whoever
That's
it was.
still, dude. You don't say that about your own
Oh,
teammates.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can think it, but
Maybe it was like a Ball Sack Sports tweet that got me thinking. It caught me lacking, but I think I believe it if it's true. Wouldn't you?
well, is Darnell Mooney out to start the season?
Yeah, it was in training camp preseason. Like their whole depth chart was down.
It was probably Ball Sack Sports.
You know what I'm talking about? You heard of that?
Yeah. They just send out the bullshit tweets that like you'll
But
catch you
they're
off
like
guard,
they're
too.
close though. It's like the Onion, if you know what that is. But yeah, no, I'm leaning. I'm. Do I give them the redemption shot? I guess I do. Commanders money line. Talk myself into it. Carson Wentz, you played well, but you suck. Oh, changed my mind.
Maybe a team play out of that. It sounds like Commanders' money line is reigning across the board for this Thursday night game. But let's jump into our Sunday 1:00 matchups. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bucs coming in as the favorite at 8.5 points. Their money line at -400, and the over/under sitting at 43.5. Some trends I got for this one are the Steelers as the home underdog in the last 20 years are 15-9 straight up and 17-4-3 against the spread. And the Bucs are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 against Pittsburgh. So what do we think about Steelers plus 8.5 here? Seems to be what the trends are saying. Huff, start us off here. What do you think?
Yeah, obviously, coming off a brutal loss against a Buffalo Bills team. Well, final score was like 38-3, blowing them out. The spread for that one was 14. We see another big spread here this week with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady coming to town for Pickett's first home start as a Steeler in the regular season. I don't hate the Steelers plus the points here. I don't know. This team's fucking broken my heart so much so far this year with my bets. And just when they should win games, a.k.a. that Jets game pissed me off. And obviously last week I took them plus 14, but I didn't really expect too much out of that. But this week, I think that place is going nuts for Pickett's first start at home. I don't think they win the game, but I don't hate them plus 8.5. It's kind of the same situation. I really didn't love the Giants to win that game against the Packers. I know that game was in London, but just give me the points. I'll take the 8.5.
Huff, gotta disagree with you heavily here. After watching that Bills-Steelers game, I know you guys were at great time, but Bills rolled them, and I think the Bills have one of the best defenses in the league, definitely one of the best in the AFC. I think the Bucs have the best defense in the NFC, or if not the best in the NFL as well. So I don't see how the Steelers are going, said it last week, I don't see how the Steelers are going to score points. And with so much firepower on the other side, I don't know how the Steelers are going to stop letting up points. So I like the Bucs full spread. Probably going to tease it like I did last week, just to play it safe. If you can get that means I'll be getting the Bucs at 1.5 or 2. Love that. They'll be in a 2-team teaser for sure, probably on the card. Yeah, so I like the Bucs there, and I'll probably be looking at some props in that game.
I'm the complete opposite side of you, Ace. I mean, Steelers has 8-point spreads in Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But Mike Tomlin's not getting blown out this game. The Bucs are nothing compared to the Bills. Yeah, they got dismantled last week. They got embarrassed, but that Bills team, offense and defense, probably the best in the league on both sides of the field. You can make the argument for that at least. Bucs don't really have anything going on offense. You know, Tom Brady's got a lot of shit going off the field that's clearly playing into his play on the field. And then, I mean, that defense is very good, don't get me wrong, but it's not the Bills' defense. And I think the Steelers at home with their environment can definitely get something going. I like the under as well. I think it's a low-scoring game. That's why I think the Steelers keep it close, because I don't see them putting up that too many points. So I think it's more of a low-scoring game, and they cover the 8 points, I think.
I like the under there, but I know that the Bills defense as a whole is probably better than the Bucs, but the Bucs front seven is better than the Bills, I would say. If you go man for man there. And I think that extra pressure on Kenny Pickett, I don't think they're going to be able to get anything going on offense. I love that underplay though. But yeah, I like the Bucs a lot. Definitely going to tease it on my card, but I'll probably take them spread too.
Here's my other thing about that game is that the Steelers are not I don't think they're one of the worst 5 teams in the league. And you do. One of the worst 5 teams in the league.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think they're one of the worst 5 teams in the league. And coming off a 38-3 loss, teams like that bounce back.
Without T.J. Watt, they aren't. They're one of the worst 5 teams in the league.
Mackie, I know last week we were looking at anytime I say the crazy percentage of money, we just jump it the other way. But Tampa Bay spread, it's opened at -5.5, obviously at -8.5 now. So we're seeing a heavy amount of the money go on them. It's 75% of the money is on Tampa Bay spread, and an astonishing 98% is on Tampa Bay to win this game.
Yeah. See, the line movement makes sense there. You're jumping 3 points on 75%.
But doesn't work every time. The Bills slaughtered them last week.
No, definitely not. It definitely doesn't work every time.
I don't.
But it worked for me. Last week, my picks were literally just fading the public. I just looked at public money, and I'm just like, okay, I'll take the Jets plus 3.5. Okay, I'll take the Bengals plus 3.5.
The Jets and Bengals are better. The Jets and Bengals can score, though. I don't know how the Steelers are going to score.
It's Vegas. The Steelers don't need to score.
I don't know how the. I mean, I guess it makes sense now, but nobody thought the Seahawks were going to beat the Broncos on week 1.
Yeah, but the Broncos have turned out to be bad.
Nobody knew how Geno Smith was going to move the ball.
I don't think Tom Brady loses to Kenny Pickett.
That was a 93% money line.
The Bucs are not that good this year. They're not a Super Bowl contending team.
The NFC's weak.
At this moment, they are 100% not a Super Bowl contending team.
Who's better than them in the NFC?
Eagles.
I definitely think Eagles,
take the 49ers.
Vikings,
probably.
49ers.
Yeah, but you're thinking about that stuff. Then you're gonna go. It's literally like we've seen. It's a tale as old as time, though. I know he hasn't looked good. It's Tom Brady versus Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, and Kenny Pickett. Those are 3 guys that you're like,
He lost the Super Bowl to Nick Foles.
But no, Brady's team, it's not even just Brady, though. The team around him's so good. They could just pound the rock behind that O-line with Leonard Fournette all game, and they would kill the Steelers this week, I think. I don't think the Steelers can score many points with Pickett, is all I'm saying. If there's another team, I don't like the Bucs spread. I don't think the Bucs are that good at all. I just don't really believe in the Steelers at all. That's what it is. They haven't shown me anything. Like, they couldn't score against the Patriots at all. Patriots
That's
aren't
just
good.
a defensive game. Cowboys put up 3 points against the Bucs. They're 4-1 now.
Yeah, but that was before they put in their better quarterback.
It's just a defensive game is what I mean. Like, it happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've seen these games all along. Like, I don't think the Steelers can do as much as the Cowboys and the Bucs defense. We've seen it all year with the Bucs. Look at their record. All of their wins are based off of that defense, you know? That's what I really believe in. I think the Bucs defense is one of the best units in the league. That pass is insane. With the 2 linebackers they have, too. David and White. But yeah, you'll see that on my card.
Yeah.
Lots of good opinions here out of the first 1 o'clock game, the Bucs and Steelers. So let's jump to the next one, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. In this one, we got the Colts favored at -1.5. Their money line at -126. The Jags money line at +108. And the over-under sitting at 42.5. No trends for me in this one. Ace, you want to get us going? Start this one off?
Yeah, so this is an interesting matchup. We've been touching on the AFC South a lot. We don't think it's a very good division. We're kind of confused, and I think everybody's trying to scope out who's going to come out of it. So a lot of our team's picks has really been Jaguars and Colts. I know some people have even thought about the Titans, but none of us are firm believers there. One thing I'm literally looking at right now, I'm looking at the Jonathan Taylor injury status, still out Wednesday, and they're optimistic that Taylor will play. That doesn't sound like a good sign to me with your franchise player. I'd probably hold him out another week if it were me personally. But, yeah, Matt Ryan's starting to play a little bit better, I guess, than he did at the beginning of the year. I'm going to stay away from this game on the card, definitely. If I had to lean away, I'm definitely leaning Colts money line, or -1 is fine. But, yeah, nothing crazy here. It's going to be a divisional game, so it should be low scoring. 42.5 is a low line. Eager to hear what you guys have to say about this. Definitely a game I'm staying away from, though.
Yeah, I like the Jaguars. I think they win the game outright. I don't want the 1.5. I'll take them. I have them +110. I don't know what you said the money line was, but I think the Jaguars come into Indianapolis, win this game outright. They have the Colts number. I don't know what the stat is, but I remember seeing a stat. They just either cover or win like every game they play the Colts. So, and this year obviously 24-0 in like week 2. So I'll take the Jags.
This is a game that at first look I wouldn't really have a play on. It's a division that we really haven't figured out yet. There's been a lot of uncertainties in this division. Jacksonville looked good to start the season. Their last 2 weeks, they haven't looked very good. Obviously, losing that game outright last week to Houston after being 7-point favorites. So I think Vegas cooled down on them a little, made them underdogs here. Matt Ryan's shown, I guess he's shown signs of life here and there. He's got a few nice wins under his belt. He got a nice, pretty all defensive game last Thursday night against the Broncos. They came out on top 12-10 without even scoring a touchdown. But I think the Colts get it done this week. I think that defense is a little too much for Trevor Lawrence and that struggling Jacksonville team right now. And, yeah, I think the Colts find a win here.
I just can't bet on them after what I just saw last week.
I'm not betting on this game at all. I'm just, for the sake of the podcast, giving a pick.
I want to make. Yeah, you did say that. I forgot you said that.
It's definitely something I'll stay away from. This is probably one of the worst games of the week. Harder ones to get over.
But I could low key see Trevor Lawrence kind of like get right in this game.
Important.
I love to use the term "get right" game.
Important game in the season and the complexity of it for the division, but a very boring game Sunday 1:00 with the rest of the slate.
This is huge for their division. If the Colts want to win the division, they're already 0-1 against the Jags. You got to win on home field, but the Jags have their number. I'm telling you, I like the Jags.
I think it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't say a good game, but it'll definitely be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, kind of boring game. Close, like you said, Mac. All righty, let's move forward to the next game. Cincinnati Bengals at the New Orleans Saints. The Bengals are the favorite at 1.5 points again. Their money line at -126. Saints +108. Over under at 43.5. Very similar to that last game. Some trends I got here are since 2014, the Saints are 2-14 against the spread when hosting AFC opponents. And also since 2014, the Saints are 0-4 against the spread as a home underdog versus those AFC opponents. So not a lot looking in favor of the Saints spread here. Again, only +1.5 in the Saints for the Saints. So what do we think here? Mackie, you want to get us going?
Yeah, I'll start this one out. This is the most tilted game of the week in terms of where the money is. So Cincinnati got 87% of the bets on them. The line hasn't moved. It's moved to 0.5 point. And they have 91% of the public bet on their money line. So the public is obviously all over this game, as they should be at first glance. This Bengals team should definitely win this game. I don't know. I would like the Bengals, but with seeing money like that, I can't bet against that. So I think the Saints will get it done here. I think that at home they have a good chance against not a struggling Bengals team anymore. Obviously, they started out the season 0-2 and they were struggling, but they put up 2 wins after that, and they obviously lost a heartbreaker against the Ravens last week off the foot of Justin Tucker. But I don't know. I think they fall into a little ditch here, and I think the Saints could figure something out on their home field.
I'm right there with you. I saw the same stat. Give me Saints. I'm the same way. I'll take the points. I see +2 on MGM. I'm interested as if the money keeps going on Cincinnati. If we might be able to find like a 3, but just a +3, I'd love that. But I do think they win the game. I think, like you said, Bengals. They're both these teams are 2 and 3. I think this Saints defense gets the job done. I'm leaning on the under. I think Lattimore handles one of the Bengals receivers, and they're forced to maybe bring Boyd and Higgins into conversation in this game and see what they can do. But I like the Saints. I'll take the points, and I'm leaning on the under, but I do like the Saints in this game.
Joe Burrow's gonna have a tough time with that pass rush and that with his offensive line. I'm sure he's used to it by now, but
I'm on the other side than you guys here. I agree that pass rush is gonna be tough, and it's not gonna be an easy one here for Joe Burrow. That's why I like where the line sits. But I'm gonna take the Bengals money line here. I think that Joe Burrow is starting to win some games again. So he needs to really get back on track to keep himself in the hunt. Like I mentioned, the Steelers earlier going down with injuries. I think that team's faded in my opinion. And I think the Browns are beatable, so I think the Bengals can really step up in that AFC North. I think behind the leg of Evan McPherson, Mackie, this is definitely a game that I'm going to take Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals. If I'm going to card one, that might be one if you want to remind me. I love that play this week definitely. With that defense from the Saints. I like an under here. Yeah, I definitely like the Bengals, but I'm definitely going to play that over 1.5 McPherson field goals here.
I like that play here.
Right, like
might be on that with you.
I don't know if they're going to get into the end zone that much because of, like you said, that defense is so good from New Orleans. I think they win the game, but I think they're going to be putting up threes. They have enough offense to get into field goal range too, you know.
Yeah, here and there, get what they need. Because the Saints aren't an offensive powerhouse, obviously, either. So.
Oh yeah, my last point I meant to bring up earlier is they're so battered by injuries too. Jameis Winston, even if he does play, has been limited in practice, and he kind of relies on his mobility a little bit. But still, even if he's a little hindered, that's gonna hurt. Olave got knocked out of the game last week. Michael Thomas could be out. Kamara's been banged up. So they have a lot of question marks on that offense. I know it's gonna be Taysom Hill prop bet. If anybody's looking for a good value prop bet, probably Taysom Hill, right? Guy just finding the end zone. So, yeah, those are my plays on that game.
Yeah, so what'd you say Bengals money line you're leaning, but you like a couple of the props?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Did you see the Saints just signed Jordan Howard?
That's scary. I don't like that. It's not good news for Kamara.
You don't like that as a...
I like the signing, but that's
No,
not a
not
good
at all.
sign, right?
For Kamara, no, not at all.
And with Olave, I know even if these guys are playing, they've been banged up and off the practice field, off the game field. Like Olave, Thomas, Kamara, Winston, that's like your whole offense, right? So, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Joe Burrow there.
You're not wrong.
All right, rolling through. Next up, we have the New York Jets at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are the favorite here at -7. Their money line is sitting at -350, and the over/under at 45.5. The trend I got for this one is since 2019, the Packers are 18-8 against the spread at home in the regular season, and they're currently on a 9-2 against the spread streak. So a lot looking in the Packers' favor for this game. But what do you think, Mackie? Your New York Jets here, 7 solid points. Do you think they can cover that?
Don't
I
worry,
don't
they're
know what
Huff's
my New York
Jets
Jets are gonna.
Oh, Huff's New York Jets now.
Yeah, Huff's all about the Northeast nowadays. But I don't know. This is a tough game because this Jets team we've seen what they've been able to do. I mean, they're 3-2 New York Jets right now, and I don't think any of us would have thought that we could say that right now. I could see that. I thought I would be looking at an 0-5 Jets team right now, but going up against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who are coming off a pretty disgusting loss to the Giants last week, so their confidence is a little depleted in my opinion, and Jets is through the roof right now, and they got all their weapons going. Zach Wilson looks pretty good, so I like the Jets with the points here. I think they can at least keep the game close. We've seen them backdoor cover a few games, actually backdoor win them outright. But I like this Jets team. I slept on them very early in the year, but they've grown on me. My New York Jets.
I'm gonna ride. I guess they're my New York Jets as well. I like them. I have them on MGM plus 7.5 minus 115. I will take the plus 7.5. Zach Wilson riding in the Lambo and hitting the gritty in the end zone. Maybe, I don't know. I like the Jets here plus 7.5. I'll take that. Rodgers didn't look good last week against a Giants team that I've also been high on, but I like the Jets with the points here. Give me the Jets.
Yeah, that's crazy. You guys love the Jets. I could never bet on them. I don't think the gangrene, Jets, suck. Not anything behind that. Not going to bet on the Packers here, though. Scared me last week after losing to the Giants. What is that, Aaron Rodgers? But, 7.5 points is a lot, though. I do like your play there, but I'm definitely not riding it. Zach Wilson's not grittying at Lambeau. That defense is way too good. I think it's too cold for him, too. But,
If he does, what will you do? We have to have like a little friendly bet. No money. We have a friendly bet. What do we have to do?
He's got to wear like some jersey or something on the next pod. He's got to wear either a Steelers or a Zach.
Yeah,
get a Zach Wilson jersey and wear it.
if Zach Wilson hits a gritty, I'll wear a Jets shirt.
No, it's got to be a Zach Wilson Jets jersey.
Nobody has.
Or if you can find a BYU Zach Wilson jersey, that'll be pretty sick too.
Yeah, that'd be honestly.
If I was a Mormon, I'd definitely own one, but I am not, sadly. But yeah,
you should look into
Jets
it.
plus 7. I love it.
Yeah, that's a crazy
7.5.
line. I'm probably gonna look at props in this game for sure. Definitely some rushing ones for Dillon and Jones. Not touching anything on this game. Also, good defense by the Packers, but like I said, they just lost to the Giants, so it's kind of a letdown spot. Staying away there.
Yeah, all good there. The next one up, we have the New England Patriots at the Cleveland Browns. Browns are the favorite this week at 2.5 points. Their money line at minus 142 and the over-under at 43.5. No trends from me here, but Ace, why don't you get us going on this one?
Pretty cool game to look at here. The New England Patriots coming off a big win after against the Lions team, shutting down the number 1 ranked offense in the league, holding them to 0 points. The Browns playing some good football, but just slipping short of wins. They're also another team that snatches defeat from the jaws of victory. Nick Chubb, best running back in the league, though it's been evident, so obviously everybody should take his props every week. He's Nick Chubb. I mean, he gets over 100 yards every game. But if there was a week for him to be shut down, it could be this week. The New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, he's a defensive mastermind. Oh, yeah, there it is. Zach Wilson, person time of the year. I am a fan of him, but not
I hope he fucking scores a touchdown.
Not
so
on the
bad.
field. Well, yeah, it's not score a touchdown. It has to do with the gritty.
If he doesn't gritty, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
All right, so back to my Patriots take though. Like I said, that defense is going to play well against Jacoby Brissett, a former quarterback of Bill Belichick. I like the Patriots money line here. You can probably tease them up though to almost 10 points, so that's really nice too. But another under week. Mackey, I think, has been riding or he's taken it for the Patriots under. It's a good play. The way they play football, Ramondre Stevenson's going to eat. He's a beast out of the backfield. I don't think they'll have an answer for him. But I do like the under here with 2 low passing offenses. Give me the Patriots in the under and Ramondre Stevenson to get in the end zone.
Yeah, Ace started this game off with we got a good game here, and I just have to disagree with that. I think this is one of the worst.
Me
games
too.
of the league.
I was gonna be like, yeah, Brissett versus Zappy. What
Competitive
an electric
game. Competitive game. Mac Jones also might play, by the way.
That being said, I can't really pick a side here. I think the Browns. I would definitely lean Browns, especially with the uncertainty at the quarterback position for the Patriots. I know Zappy. How did he even do last week? Did he play all right?
He
did
played
good.
well. He's a game manager for sure. But he has some athletic ability.
Well, I definitely wouldn't put my money on a quarterback like that. Not yet, and not this early in his career at least.
Good point.
I like the under. I think it's a slow game. I think it's a defensive game. We've seen the Browns play down or play into a slower game than they're used to against teams like this. So I definitely think it's more of a defensive game, and I think the Patriots defense shows a lot this game. I think they contain Chubb about as much as you can contain him this year. Obviously, he's going to get his yards and he's going to get his touches, but I think they keep him to a little under, maybe under 100 yards. I think he goes under 100 yards this game. But my official plan on this game is just the under. I don't really have it. I don't lean a side.
Also-
if anything,
also-
I would just go.
Mackie, last week, Jacoby
Anything, I would
Myers
go
did
Browns.
come back. One of the more underrated receivers in the league. He put up a day, had over 130 yards and a touchdown. So, good to see him back.
Yeah,
Mackie, I couldn't agree. I
mean,
mean, I know Ace. I know you said the under too. I couldn't agree more though, Mackie. I like the under in this game. I think Chubb and Hunt kind of control the game. And Ace, to what you said, Ramondre Stevenson's been having a nice past couple weeks for the Patriots. And I think it is a defensive game. Both teams have damn good defenses. The Patriots have shown last week putting up a goose egg putting a goose egg on the board for the Lions, winning that game. I think it was 29-0.
Yeah, 29-0 with
Ace-
a defensive score.
Yeah, so the defense has gotten it done for the Patriots so far this year. You said the unders have been hitting. I do like that under 43. But I'm with you, Mackie. I do think if I had to lean aside, I like the Browns just because of the rushing attack. And they've been shown to put up the points to win the games, but Ace, like you said, they just keep choking them away. So I think we might all be leaning on this under. I do like it.
What was I going to say? A couple more points on the game before we hop off this one. I know nobody else is too excited about this as I am. Competitive game, though. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson has the top dog there. That's why I like the props. They're going to look at all of them. Damian Harris out for a few weeks, so they're going to feed him. Last week he had like 30 carries or something like that for over 100 yards and was scoreless. So I'm going to look for him to eat again as the top option besides Jacoby Myers out there. And the Browns, on the other hand, I think if there's a good chance for someone to stop the run, it's that Bill Belichick defensive front. It's been pretty stymied so far.
Ace, very excited about this game, but it sounds like the under might be the play for the boys here. So next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Miami Dolphins. The Vikings are our favorite this week at -3.5, the money line at -176, and the over in at 45.5. Trends I got for this one is the over is 10-2 in Minnesota's last 12 Sunday road games, and the Dolphins won and covered 4 straight as the home dog, and are 10-3 against the spread in their past 13. What do we think here, Mackie? You want to get us going on this one?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning Minnesota this week. I also have been high on Minnesota this year. I think they're better than they've been in their past years. I think they have more to play for this year with the Packers being depleted and that division being up for grabs. They're pretty quietly 4-1. They haven't really been talked about too much. Justin Jefferson isn't having the year. I guess he's having a good year. Don't get me wrong, but he's had some quiet games here and there, and I don't know. They just haven't really been figuring it out sometimes. But with the uncertainties with the Dolphins right now, they have a new quarterback coming in. Teddy Bridgewater, even if he's active, he's not starting. I know they're on the road here, but I think this Vikings team is one of the better teams in the league, and this Dolphins team obviously had a tough week last week, and they just don't really have much going for them. So, at this moment at least, so I think the Vikings handle them pretty easily. I think they win by 2 possessions and just come out of here with a win, end up 5-1.
I agree. I also think it'll be a fun trip to South Florida for the Minnesota Vikings at -3.5. I'll buy that half a point and take a -3. You're referring to Jefferson's inconsistency, but I think he gets back on track here. This is a get right game for him too. I think the Vikings as a whole play well. We saw Dalvin Cook come into his home last week. The first half Vikings, they've been playing great in the first half lately. Might be something to look at there is the first half line on them. Also a team total over. But yeah, with Skylar Thompson at the helm, I know Tua was practicing this week, but McDaniels already ruled him out and Teddy Bridgewater's out. I don't see how they're going to get it done. They don't have a sufficient running game with Mostert and Edmonds, and I don't think they'll be able to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. And their defense is good, but not good enough to shut down Kirk Cousins. It's not a primetime game, so yeah, give me the Vikings -3 for sure. Might be a card play there.
Yeah, I do. I'm leaning on the Vikings. I don't know. The Dolphins are just so injured is what's scaring me. I don't know. That's if Teddy Bridgewater plays in this game, there's so many guys that are questionable on the Dolphins side right now for me to really make an official pick on this one. But I could see Kirk Cousins and Jefferson having a day in this one. It's just tough to call a spread. I do like you saying buy the half point and get the -3, but I don't know. I do like the Vikings. I guess I'll say Vikings -3.5, but That'll be one to say. Look up for the social media, see if I end up going with a pick on that game.
Alrighty, the next 1 o'clock game up we got is the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. The Ravens are a favorite in this matchup at 5.5 points. Their money line at -240 and the over-under at 44.5. The trends I got for this one is that the under is 10-1 in the Giants' last 11 games versus AFC North division opponents. And the Ravens are 13-2 straight up in their last 15 non-conference games. What do we think in this one? Ace, you want to start us off here? Ravens coming in as the favorite in this matchup, but Giants not looking too terrible this year. First year in a while, I think that the Giants are pleasing to watch. What do you think?
I do like the Bengals. I was looking at their game last week. After they went over the Bengals last week, I like the Ravens to win this game. I think 6 points is a lot for this Giants team that has proven that they're a pretty formidable squad. Their defense has been playing well. Daniel Jones has been efficient, and Barkley's winning them games. They just beat a really good defense in the Green Bay Packers. But I think that this is one of the toughest threats they've faced yet. A dual threat QB in Lamar Jackson with a lot of weapons and arguably the second best, definitely second best tight end in the league, and Mark Andrews. I do like the Ravens to win here. Not going to take a -6. Not going to tease them either as my +1, not on my card at least. I'm going to take them off the card. Going to look at some of the Ravens props again. Love looking at Lamar. Love looking at Dobbins and Andrews. Andrews has been a beast all year long. Definitely something to look at. I feel like you guys are going to be on the Giants here for sure, but I think the Ravens do win this game, just not by the point spread.
I've been riding the Giants too much this season to fade them in this spot at home, getting 6 points. I'll take the Giants +6 for all the reasons you said. Saquon's look good. Daniel Jones has been getting the job done, and the defense has just been holding on enough to win these games. Last week in London, getting the win against Rodgers and the Packers, and against, like you said, a very tough Packers defense. And the Ravens haven't been covering spreads, getting 6 points against them. I might even buy the point and go to 7 because I have 6 on MGM. So I know you said 5.5, but I just said 6 is -110 on MGM. But I'm sure you could move that around. That might be an interesting tease, get the Giants up a little bit. But I do like the Giants +6. They've been making me too much money to fade them.
Yeah, so the Giants are the moneymakers this year, and the Ravens are the opposite. At least in my opinion, or at least in my personal experiences. But I don't know. This is a tough game because I think that Lamar Jackson absolutely terrorizes this Giants defense, and I think he has a field day, especially like you said, Ace. I think Mark Andrews finds the end zone at least once, but maybe twice. He's gonna run all over them. He's gonna basically just do whatever he wants with them. The question is, are the Giants gonna be able to keep up? And I think the answer is yes, but I don't know if they find a win here in this situation because I think that Daniel Jones is not going to be able to do what Lamar Jackson can do. And that Ravens defense, although it's not very good, I think I don't think this Giants team, we say it week in and week out how they're the worst 3-1 team that we've seen, the worst 4-1 team that we've seen, but they are proving themselves.
I don't think they are. I've been saying it now for the past couple weeks. I don't think they are. I think they're so underrated.
Dude,
they just keep getting the job done.
I don't think they're good at all, though, Matt.
Other than last week.
I don't think they're the worst.
Other than last week,
they
don't really have any credible wins.
They're not good.
No, they're definitely.
I think they lose this game this week. I would hope they get smoked, though. It'd be nice about time, right? This could be a team that can do it, though. This is a high-powered offense they haven't seen yet, you know?
Yeah, I think it goes over because I think the Giants are going to get their points, and obviously the Ravens are going to score. Lamar Jackson is going to do what he wants with this defense.
That Ravens defense
you got Saquon Barkley on the side of the field.
Ravens defense
Saquon
is so
Barkley's going to
disappointing.
eat too.
Surprising,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. And this Giants offense has been good too. So
yeah,
I think it goes over. I think the Ravens win this game outright. I'm not going to touch the points. I'm not going to touch the line. I'm just going to go with the over.
Off the card, would you go Ravens over?
Wait, what?
Off the card, would you go Ravens in the over?
Off the card, I'd go Ravens. I might go over on the card. Haven't decided.
Okay.
It's tough to put an over on the card, though. Overs have been so unprofitable this year.
especially the way that if the Giants win the game, it's going to be an under.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I do think the Ravens win. That's my take.
I think the Ravens will come out on top too. But I've faded the Giants every single weekend. Not on the card, not on money, but just like for picks, and I've been wrong every time, so never know.
Alrighty, and let's move into our final 1 o'clock game we got to cover. The San Francisco 49ers at the Atlanta Falcons. The 49ers are our favorite in this matchup at 5.5 points. Their money line at minus 240 and the over-under at 44.5. Very similar again to that last game. I got a good trend for this one that's still alive. For the first time in franchise history, the Atlanta Falcons are 5-0 against the spread. Undefeated against the spread this season. They are the first 5-0 against the spread team to be under 500 in the past 40 years. So pretty interesting there. Do you think they cover this spread of 5.5 points and make it 6-0? What do we got? Ace, you want to start us here?
Oh, yeah. Off the rip. I mean, Falcons have one of the scariest backdoor cover teams in the league. I know Mackey's been high on them. I think he did cover with them last week, right? 8 points, and they covered 6 against the Bucs.
3 weeks in a row.
Yep. They're all backdoor covers, too, right? So outright to win the game, I love the Niners here. 5.5, I kind of like that line, too. I'll buy a 0.5 point. I'm going to take the Niners spread. Just based off that defense, a lot of my picks I take are based off defense and trenches, and that's how they play the game. I think Debo and Kittle will be able to get into the end zone this week against that weaker Falcons defense, but I don't think that they'll be able to get that backdoor cover late in the game. I know some of you guys might disagree with that one, but I do like the Niners do that defense, one of the best units in the league. Yeah, give me the Niners -5 by a 0.5 point.
These are two teams that are tough to read this year. I mean, the Falcons, obviously they're 5-0 against the spread this year. Well, I've been one of the highest people on them. I've had them 4 out of the 5 weeks in their spread, so they've made me a lot of money. But I don't know. This is a game where I can actually I can look at their money line and say it's actually a good price, because this Niners team, granted they're very good, they're one of the best primetime teams I think I've ever seen. And when it comes to off primetime, I think they're a pretty average team. So this is a game where Jimmy Garoppolo could definitely come in and lose this game in Atlanta. You're flying across the country. You're playing in a stadium you're not used to. You got a different environment. So I think this is a game where Atlanta, this team that's 5-0 against the spread this year. What are they, 2-3? 2-3. I mean, you played a close game. I know it was a backdoor cover last week against the Bucs, but it came down to a close game. I think they can keep it close for long enough to come out with a fourth quarter win.
I'm with you, Mackie. I think this is a trap game for the 49ers. I think they played last week in Carolina, flew back to San Francisco, now back to Atlanta. I think the jet lag going to get to them here. I like the Falcons. I'll take the +6, though. Ace, you're buying the point the other way. I'm going to buy it my way. I'll take the Falcons +6. I got 5.5. I don't know what you said.
You really might see Falcons money line on my card.
Falcons money line at +198.
200 on MGM, just 200.
Nice, 200 on MGM. Alrighty, that's going to wrap up our 1 o'clock slate. Let's jump into the 4 o'clock games. The first one up is the Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams coming in as the heavy favorite here at 10.5 points. Their money line at -490 and the over-under at 40.5. No trends from me here, but Huff, start us off. What do you think about this matchup, 10.5 points?
Obviously, the Rams last week coming off a pretty, not really a tough loss for them. Like, it's against a good Cowboys team, in my opinion. Cooper Rush has been shown he's going to get the job done for them while he's playing quarterback. But this Rams team coming home, or I guess they were home last week, but home against a Panthers team who now is Baker Mayfield questionable for this game. A lot of things going down for Carolina, firing their head coach, but teams, when they fire their head coach, usually play pretty all right the next week. It's just the killer for me that Baker's not playing. This would be a game I'd love to take the Panthers +11, but I think that's obviously the reason why you're getting them at the +11. But I don't know. This is tough. I definitely will not have a pick for this one. Probably going to double down on my Cooper Kupp over on the receptions like I did last week and wasn't able to come out on the winning side. That's definitely something I'll be looking at, a lot of the Kupp stuff, but As far as the 11-point spread, it's tough. I'd love to take the Panthers plus 11 though, but the quarterback situation is just what's killing me.
Yeah, it's scary because the Rams have been so underwhelming all year long. But like you said, the Panthers haven't shown much, and without Baker really, even if he does play, I know he's hurt and stuff. But without him, I don't know what they're gonna do there. It's too many points for the Rams for me after they got shut down by the Cowboys last week.
That's what I'm saying. Like 11.
You guys really think Sam Darnold's that far of a drop off than Baker Mayfield this year?
Isn't it
It's
PJ
just the
Walker?
name, I guess.
Why isn't
It
Sam
is
Darnold
PJ
playing?
Walker.
Why isn't Sam Darnold playing?
He's still hurt, I
seeing
guess,
ghosts.
from early on in the year.
All right, different conversation then. My bad.
The boys will rally behind PJ Walker, but I don't know. Maybe they feed McCaffrey and do the right thing. That's a trap game for the Rams though. Like really, if they without Baker, they just feed McCaffrey. Their defense is formidable, and the way the Rams have been playing, they could lose any game. Not touching that game, definitely not. The Cup for
I
sure.
agree.
Huff, we missed out last week on 8.5, but I feel confident running it back.
I think he ended with 7,
He did end with 7.
so we'll get it.
I mean, this is definitely a game where I can't even find a play on. I don't like either line. Panthers are just bad, and the Rams are so unpredictable. We know how good they can be, but they obviously haven't shown anything at all this year. So I don't like the over/under. I don't like the spreads. I don't like anything on this game. I genuinely can't find a play on this game to even like for the sake of conversation.
Cooper Cup.
This is not the Hit the Books game of the week. I can say
Definitely
that.
Yeah, this is a hit the books.
Avoid at all costs.
Yeah, however you guys want to. We should think of a slogan for that. The worst game of the week.
The toilet bowl of
Getting
the
up
week.
on the best one of the week.
The toilet bowl, yeah. Toilet bowl of the week.
I like it, the toilet bowl. All right, let's move forward. The next 4 o'clock matchup we got is the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are favored at 2.5 points. Their money line at -144 and the over-under at 51.5. The only trend I got for this one is Kyler Murray is 17-6-2 against the spread on the road in the regular season in his career. So pretty interesting there. He's doing pretty all right against the spread, but 2.5 points in the Cardinals' favor against all right mediocre Seahawks, I'd say. Mackie, what do you think?
Geno Smith, man, that's the only thing I really got to say here. I mean, he's having a quietly like one of the best like top 7 QB seasons this year so far, at least. I mean, he's got nine touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He's thrown for 1,300 yards. I mean, you haven't really seen. He's made some passes that you would only really see top 5 quarterbacks in the league make. I mean, this guy is just. He's proved every single person wrong, and you can't tell me that there's one person on this planet that thought that Geno Smith is going to have a year like this. I know they're 2-3. They're obviously not very good around him, even though like that whole entire team just had nothing going for them this year. But I think this is a game where they can win it. Cardinals do not impress me whatsoever. I know they're a better team on the road than they are at home, but I just can't find myself to find any confidence in Kyler Murray and that team right now. And I think the Seahawks have a lot more going for them and a lot more confidence all around to put up points and win a football game right now, especially on their home field.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mackie. Geno Smith's looked great, and the Seahawks are playing out of their mind. But I think this game matters too much to the Cardinals. A divisional game. They just played a tight game against the best team in the NFL, in the Philadelphia Eagles, record-wise. They covered and almost won that game.
Make sure you say record-wise.
I did. Don't worry. But, yeah, they're a buzzsaw nonetheless. And the Cardinals went there, and they played a good game against the Philadelphia Eagles. They almost came out on top, too. I think this is going to be easy sailing.
They kept it close.
I think it's going to be easy sailing for Kyler Murray this week against a weaker defense. I think that Geno Smith might still put up points. This could be an over game again. I love overs in Cardinals. Not really going to be uber confident in my Cardinals picks until D-Hop is back. One more week, finally. One more week. Best hands in the league. But I might be carding Cardinals -3 here. I really like Kyler in the spot. Divisional game matters a lot. Cliff Kingsbury's going to have the boys up. I know they haven't shown enough yet, but I think Kyler's going to put up a lot of points this week. I'll take the Cards -3.
Yeah, like you said, a weak Seattle team, they've been shown that they're going to let up their fair share of points. But like you said, Mackie, Geno Smith has shown his ability to stay in these games, win some of them. Obviously, no one expected this Seahawks team to be where they are at this point of the year. Not saying they're a Super Bowl contender or going to make the playoffs, but they're winning their fair share of games. This being a Divisional one, my saying always be give, don't take in the divisional games. So Seahawks +3, it's looking like, I don't know, I've been riding the Cardinals the past couple weeks. I had them on the card last week. I loved that 5.5 against the Eagles. I just thought that was a big fade the public bet. But Cardinals this week coming in as a field goal favorite in a divisional game in Seattle. That's a tough place to play. And Geno Smith has been shown he's getting the job done this year. I'll take the Seahawks +3.
I'll be eager to see if any of you guys put that on your card. I think I might be carding Cardinals -3.
I probably won't play it, but I definitely like it. I don't know. I might play it. Don't
It's
count
crazy
it out.
because I took the Seahawks last week to cover in a teaser, and they did, and they went against a good defense in the Saints, but that was a weak offense. I mean, I really like the Cardinals in this spot. I'm a big believer in K1. I think it's such a big game for the Cardinals to stay on track in the division for a playoff bid. So I think the Seahawks start coming back to earth a little bit.
Lots of good stuff in that matchup. I'm kind of excited about that one. I hope to see some good stuff out of the Cardinals. They've been making us some money here this year. All right, next up, Mackie believes is the game of the week. The Buffalo Bills
Definitely is.
at the Kansas City Chiefs. We got the Buffalo Bills favored at -2.5 points. Their money line at -146. The Chiefs money line at +124, and the over/under sitting at 53.5. Some good trends I got for this one are, for the first time in his career, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is a home underdog. Mahomes has been favored in his first 41 home starts, including the playoffs, the longest streak to begin a career in the Super Bowl era. The Bills are 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games played in Week 6, and the Chiefs are 26-5 straight up in their last 31 home games. So many good trends, I think, this week leading up to what is the Hit the Books game of the week. Huff, you want to get us going on this one?
Yeah. Obviously, I think you're going to be seeing, it just kills me as Mahomes is a home underdog, like all those trends that you're saying. Chiefs, I have +3, -120. I'm definitely going to be waiting up until Sunday to make a pick on this one because Buffalo has looked absolutely unstoppable. Got to watch them in person last week. It was, obviously a weak Steelers defense without TJ Watt. We've gone over that, but this Chiefs defense isn't necessarily world beaters either. This game just screams over to me. I think this is going to be a fun one to take the over 54 in. Obviously, you can just root for points from both offenses. But as far as a side or a spread, I'm definitely going to be waiting up until Sunday to see who I like and where the money's going on this one because this is definitely going to be the most gambled game on of the week.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Looking at these two teams off first glance, you want to take the home team, and when Pat Mahomes is a home dog, it's even more enticing.
Too many people are talking about that home dog.
I know, but it's just like, dude, this Buffalo team. There's not what's stopping them. They had one fluke game against Miami where they couldn't figure it out in the second half, and they couldn't really get anything going, and Miami ends up winning that game at the end of the game. But other than that, they haven't had a hiccup all season. I guess you could say against the Ravens they fell behind short, but we saw them come back from a 17-point deficit. They were down 20-3. They ended up winning the game 23-20. Other than that, they blew out three teams that really aren't that bad, who can be talked about as, I guess not the Steelers. Titans aren't a really bad team. Rams, they blew them out in week 1. So I don't know. I just think Josh Allen, with what he's got going this year, him and Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis putting up the numbers he's putting up, in my opinion, the best defense in the league. I know you're going to have a tough task here with Pat Mahomes, but they're going to do just enough to find a win here, especially come after that AFC Championship or AFC. What was that? The game before the AFC Championship last year. They lost that game in overtime, so the divisional round. So I think Josh Allen has a chip on his shoulder here, and he balls out and walks into Kansas City and takes a win from them.
That's what I'm saying. I think even though Kansas City's an underdog here, I think there's going to be a lot of money on Kansas City. So I'm leaning. That's what I mean. I'm leaning Buffalo. You said you have 2.5. I'll take the Buffalo. I'll lean Buffalo minus 2.5, but I like the over. I'm starting to like Buffalo. It just after seeing them last week, that offense looks unstoppable, and they might be getting Tre'Davious White back this week in a big game against the Chiefs. Obviously, I know who I'm going up against. I know who I'm betting against in Patrick Mahomes and the guy that's had 4 touchdowns last week in Travis Kelce. But this Bills defense, you guys have been gassing them up the whole episode, so I'll bet with the Bills defense and against a not weak Chiefs defense, but they've been shown that they're going to let up their points, like I said, and Mahomes has had to put up his fair share. That hasn't been too much of a tall task for him throughout his career, but I like the over. I think he'll get his. I like over 54. I'll take the Bills minus 2.5, but like I said, wait up till Sunday on that one for me officially, but that's how I'm leaning.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys have said, except for one thing. I'm taking the Chiefs here. I'm riding the Chiefs spread with the Patrick Mahomes always covering as an underdog at home. The tough thing that has me thinking, though, is the trend that Mackie likes to say, if you're going to take a dog, might as well take him outright, right? It's going to be tough here. I like 3 points.
I say that more for like 5 to 7 point spreads, not like a 2 and 3. That's where you get caught, is the 2 and 3 point spreads.
Yeah, no, good point. But like you said, there was a stat that you said underdogs as a whole, though. I remember hearing it.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, definitely. You're right.
So
You're
I want to lean Chiefs money line, but I'm going to take them spread here just based off of the statistics. I mean, Patrick Mahomes at home, I've been betting against him too much this year. I got to get back to my roots. He's the best quarterback in football, and that's what wins games. I think he keeps Josh Allen as his son, even though Josh Allen is going to have a great game. He always does when he loses to Patrick Mahomes. But, David Pasternak just tucked one, my bad. But, yeah, no, Patrick Mahomes, he's going to get it done. He always big brothers Josh Allen. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I like the over here. What's it set at? Probably like 52.5 or something.
53.5.
Yeah, well, right on the head. But I really like the over there. I think they're both going to look at the QB props. There's always those crazy lines I like to look at, too, where it's like, oh, Mahomes have 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and win. Vice versa for Allen. Those are cool things to look at. You got to think Diggs eats in the prime time. But, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs +3 here. Patrick Mahomes is the underdog, riding with the statistics, riding with the best QB in the league.
Excited to see what comes on the card for each of you on that one. Lots of good stuff. And moving into the Sunday primetime game, I'm pretty excited about this one. The Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are the favorite at -6. Their money line at -260 and the over-under at 42.5. Some trends I got for this one are since 2021, the home team is 7-3 against the spread versus a divisional opponent on Sunday Night Football. Since 2018, the home favorites are 16-4 straight up versus a divisional opponent on Sunday Night Football. And the Eagles have won and covered 6 straight pre-bye week games and are 8-1 against the spread in their past 9 seasons on that. It's pretty interesting here. Mackie, start us off. Cowboys, do you think they can do it? +6. I assume we can find it at 7 somewhere, maybe 6.5. What do you think, Mackie?
Yeah, so I think this is a game that the Eagles have been looking forward to for the past few weeks, obviously with the lighter strength of schedule. Their only real competition this year, in my opinion, is the Vikings. Don't really think the Cardinals are that tough to beat. But obviously divisional opponents, rivals, Cowboys have kind of owned them in the past few years, with a healthy team at least, 2-0 against them last year. But this is a different Eagles team as we've seen. And going into Philadelphia and taking a win away from this undefeated team and this confidence that they all have, Jalen Hurts playing pretty out of his mind right now. They have everything going for them. I don't think Cooper Rush has it in him to get it done. I think that they keep this game close. I think it's obviously going to be a good game, but I think the Eagles just have a little more firepower right now, especially being on their home field than Dallas still having a backup quarterback in the game, even though he's 4-0 this year. It's going to be a good game. Micah Parsons going to have a game. DeMarcus Lawrence going to have a game. I think they're going to pressure Jalen Hurts a good amount, make him make some throws that he doesn't really want to make. But at the end of the day, I think they get enough done to win this game. I kind of like the under. I don't think either team really gets it going too heavy on offense. I think Cowboys struggle really bad on offense. I don't think Cooper Rush has a good game at all. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. Being a Cowboys fan, I don't like to bet against them. I'm obviously not going to bet on this game, but I think the Eagles do win this game and continue their undefeated season.
Mackie, let me give you a vote of confidence for your Dallas Cowboys, though. I really liked how they played last week against the Rams and Cooper Kupp, the best receiver in the NFL. That defense has been winning them games week in and week out. They've seen high-powered offenses. They've seen good defenses, and they keep finding ways to win. I'm not high on Cooper Rush, and if you just asked me if Cooper Rush is going to beat Jalen Hurts, I would say no. But at the same time, it's a team game. And if there ever was a team that's going to slow up the Philadelphia Eagles, why wouldn't it be the team that literally sees them twice a year? That Cowboys defense is built to stop Jalen Hurts. Keep an eye on Micah Parsons. I'm not taking the Cowboys at all if he is off the field this game. He's been questionable the last 2 weeks, limited in practice a bit. But if he's a go, I really like the Cowboys here. And to allude back to the stat that I was talking about earlier, where you said take dogs outright, especially in a 6-point. Cowboys as underdogs in Philly, I mean, it's a tough game, tough spot, but that's good value there, really good value. And if you can grab them at teaser at plus 13, if you grab 7 points, then that's something to look at. But don't be surprised if I throw a half a unit on the Cowboys money line here. Ride the trend. I know that the Eagles are trending with 5 in a row, but Cooper Rush hasn't lost a game either. Rolling with that, and that defense is really who I'm getting behind.
I like your confidence in my boys.
You hit the nail right on the head with there, and I thought I'd be going with Mackey here. I like the Cowboys. I was going to say the same thing about his trend. The plus 200 money line is something I've been looking at Sunday Night Football prime time. If that defense comes out and balls, like you said, we got to wait and see what happens with Parsons. But like I've been calling for Jalen Hurts' demise over the past couple weeks, and they keep winning games, but I've been low-key like betting against their spreads. I had the Jaguars plus 7. I lost on that one by 2 points, and then last week I had the Cardinals. So this week I'm going to take the Cowboys plus 6. I think they get the job done. I'll take the 6 instead of the money line, but I think you could see if the Eagles win this game and move on to whatever 5-0, 6-0, whatever they'd be. I think they win this game by a field goal.
I think if you're going to take the Cowboys here, you're going to take their money line. You're not going to take them plus 6. But, yeah, I like.
But I think the Eagles could win this game, so I'm taking the points.
We'll see.
It'll definitely be a good one.
Boys here.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be a good one. I think that Eagles team is so good, but yeah, aren't they a little banged up? Am I wrong? Is AJ Brown?
Mackie, my saying, I'll take the points in divisional games. Just I love the underdogs.
6 points is a lot in a divisional game. NFC East divisional games are usually low scoring. No, I do like the under here too, actually.
Yeah, I like the under as well. I think they split this season series, and I think they both win at home. I don't think.
I do think if there's ever a time, like Huff said, for Hurts to come back down to earth, it would be against divisional rivals. Seen a lot. They have guys that can keep up with them on that defensive side of the ball. Parsons is going to eat if he can play.
This is by far. This is by far the best defense this Eagles team has seen.
And they just shut down.
Definitely.
They just shut down the Rams. They shut down the Bengals. And what's his name? Cooper Rush does the right thing, you know. So, we'll see. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm definitely thinking at least a half a unit on the boys' money line.
I mean, plus 200, you win a unit. So
yeah, pending Michael Parsons.
That's same with me. I got to see what happens.
He'll play.
Definitely, right? Like he has to.
He's not going to.
Sunday Night Football. You're not missing this game.
He was like.
Also, the franchise player though.
He was limited, but he was practiced.
Yeah, he was limited last week too. So that means he's dealing with something.
I think it's going to be an awesome game. I'm very excited for it. Good stuff out of Sunday Night Football. Let's jump into the Monday Night Football game. The Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers the favorite in this matchup at 4.5 points. The money line at minus 225 and the over-under at 45.5. The trends I got for this one are Russ is 10-4 against the spread as a road underdog in divisional games, and Herbert is 4-0 against the spread as a home favorite in divisional games. Is Russ going to come up and play with that stat? I don't know if he can. Ace, get us going. What do you think?
It's funny to think. First, I was going to say, when I hear Denver Broncos in the primetime again, like, stop feeding me Russell Wilson, whatever the hell he's cooking. You saw my quote last week if you follow our socials, but he hasn't been cooking well at all, looking like Taco Bell still. But, yeah, no. I mean, the schedule makers were just like us at the beginning of the year. They thought this team was going to be a juggernaut, a powerhouse in the AFC, and they're just one of the slowest teams to watch. The coach looking to be fired. I know a lot of people are calling for his head. Stupid decisions. Russ stealing the bag. I mean, injuries to Javonte Williams, injuries on both sides of the ball. I think they lost their left tackle last game too. Yeah, I like the Chargers here. Spread, like I said, be wary of the Justin Herbert ribs. I know he's been a few weeks out, so those are good probably now, but still, it's still sketchy. Definitely love an Austin Eckler touchdown this week. He's been absolutely red hot. He probably finds the back of the end zone again. Definitely going to put that on my card. And I'm probably going to take the Chargers. Not sure if I'm going to take a -4 or whatnot, but I do like them to roll here. They're a much better team. I know they're banged up as well, but Russell Wilson has not shown me anything, and that team's played so poorly. I love the Chargers in this spot, especially at home.
I'll take my boy. I got the +5. I see +5 for the Broncos. I think they get the job done, cover the spread. I don't love them to win the game. But Monday Night Football, I think we could see another slow game with an injured Chargers team, a very injured Broncos team too. But I think Russ gets a job done in this one. I know it kills me to say it. I just keep saying it. Sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but I'll take the +5. Not officially, but I'm leaning. Both these teams are so injured. Divisional game, I'll take the points.
I don't even have a side though. Like I don't even want to bet on this game. I guess if I was gonna go anywhere, I'd go Chargers, but I don't like them -5 in a divisional game on a primetime schedule. So,
Mackie, what do you think about Austin Eckler? I know you've been high on him. He's been red hot with 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. You think he finds pay dirt again?
Yeah. If I was gonna take a prop here or any type of touchdown, it would be him. He started off the season first 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know, but
Right.
couldn't find the end zone. Since then, he's been just a powerhouse and
He's been
scoring
dynamite.
touchdowns left and right. I think he's been out of his mind. So they've been feeding him the ball. He's obviously still a pass option. You know, Justin Herbert loves to pass the ball in the
You know I love those check
in the
down
red zone,
props.
so yeah, I mean he's huge on them. So yeah, I would look at an Eckler anytime touchdown. It's probably sitting around like -120 though, -130.
Yeah, you might not be wrong. Any other props you can think? I know we'll probably do a deep dive into that, maybe some totals or whatnot. Anything you can think of off the top of your head for that game?
If anything, I'd go like Broncos team total under because I think this game would go under if anything. Whether or not they cover it or not, they cover the spread or not. I think they don't really get much offense going.
Huff, for your sake
That's
of that
something I've
bet.
been looking into a lot.
Yeah. Huff, for your sake of that
I've
bet.
been looking at the team totals a lot.
Yeah, I like that too. I like it with the Bills, honestly. I like it with the high-powered offenses. But, no, for your sake of the bet, I hope we actually get a good Monday Night Football game, a good showing from Russ, much needed. Nathaniel Hackett needs his team to show up, or else he's going to end up like Matt Rule and be fired. So, yeah. I like the Chargers.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see.
My Bruins up 2-0 just as we end the cast. Postine, there he is.
Lots of good stuff coming out of week 6 of the NFL. Make sure to keep an eye out on all our social media accounts for our picks. We got them rattling off just hours before game time, and we're really excited to deliver week 6 for you this week. That's all I got. Anything else, boys?
Yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Definitely stay tuned to the social medias for all the official picks that we end up going with for Thursday night, Sunday. Definitely gonna have some playoff baseball picks mixed in there, and obviously as hockey gets going, we're gonna have some maybe daily picks with the NHL. So now more than ever, you're gonna want to stay tuned to the social media. Make sure you have your post notifications on. Make sure you're following us everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for us this week. Like I said, stay tuned to the social media for what's official on the card or on each of our cards. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Lots of stuff out of the NHL as well. Ace, Mackie, what do you guys think?
Yeah, well, we should have NHL picks Monday through Friday at least. Maybe Saturday and Sunday we'll fall a little short because of the college football and the NFL. But, you know, during the week we'll probably be ripping some NHL plays, so stay tuned for that. And, yeah.
I think Mackie, Huff, and I were saying it earlier when we were texting in the chat. Like, this is one of our best sports, hockey. You heard their record last year in the playoffs, so definitely want to jump on board while you can. After hitting that Knights play last night, hopefully you wake up tomorrow, listen to this pod, and got another couple of plays hitting. Got the Canes playing right now as we speak. Another big week of football though. Looking for those good teams to get back where they were. I think Huff and I are gonna stay up on that upward trend. Jesse positive again. Mackey, we always expect him to be doing well anyways. So yeah, ready to go. Week 6 football.
Good stuff. See you next week. And that's going to do it for us this week on Hit the Books podcast. Thank you for all the support week in and week out. Please be sure to share and check out our various social media platforms and check out our website. All the info is located in our link tree in the description below. And always remember to hit the books.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.